Hello everyone, and welcome back once again to Garry's Mod. And today, the map I'm going to be trying out is Horror Story The Lost. Now this map comes from a creator you might recognize, that's Big SG21, aka the creator of The Accident, a very high quality horror map that I played a couple months back, so I'm really excited to see what this will bring. Now rules. Turn off all your add-ons, done, except for the Amnesia Lantern Swept. Now that's interesting. No flashlight, lights will be given to you. Well, what do you call that then? Tonight is the night. The fog is here. All the fishermen are back in town and are not leaving the port until the fog clears. The rumor goes that whoever leaves this place while the fog is here at night never returns. Some say the sea will swallow you. Others say you travel in time. Whatever it is, I'm going to find out tonight. I rented a boat. It's a small white boat next to the big ship. You know, if you're going to leave a note, you may want to give a little more detail than what is only immediately necessary for people to know. Can we explore the house a little bit? Nope. Seems like this is just, actually a pretty clever way of doing what is essentially just a rule room that you see in a lot of Garry's Mod maps. Actually integrated into the story. I like it. Let's just close the door behind us. I can never stand leaving a door open. Hello? Oh, you're waving me over. Try not to silhouette yourself so ominously. This kind of feels like walking around off the Pirates of the Caribbean ride at Disney World. Still, a nice way to add some life to this map. It is so rare to actually see NPCs just kind of wandering around doing their thing in one of these things. But, you know, I feel like this creator has always been kind of on another level when it comes to the effort that they put into their maps. If you'll remember back to The Accident, there was a whole lot of custom work and mechanics going on, and it really impressed me. Oh, we even get a cutscene of our journey. Oh no, did I forget something? Probably trying to warn me. Sailors are always a notoriously superstitious lot. Oh, was it... Did something just hit the bottom of the boat? Oh! There's some flickering going on around me, but what is... Oh boy. I don't know what it was. Hardly 2 minutes into this thing, and that was actually really tense. I've mentioned before how much I do not like water in video games, but something about being out in the middle of that, not being able to see anything in any direction, and surrounded by fog. Something about that, like, I felt the impact from something hitting the bottom of the boat, the way it rocked. For just a split second, right when the boat was hit, I was exactly as terrified as I would be if I were actually in the situation. I actually got quite a bit more of a jolt than you would expect from that. It seems I've made my way somewhere, though. Whether it's the place I wanted to be, who knows? Now, it seems like this does take place in the modern day. I mean, we have ourselves a flashlight, and these are electric lights hanging on the posts. Look at that. Beyond what's illuminated by these lights, it is truly dark out there. And truly dark all around me. I do not want to stray from this path. Although what serves to guide me may also serve to guide others to me. I was just about to say how I really like how there's no music. Just my own footsteps and the occasional gust of wind whistling through the trees, but it seems that's not all I'm hearing. Ooh, choices. Or maybe not. I don't think going that way would be wise. House, barn, mine. Safety, danger. Or maybe reverse that, I'm honestly not sure. I'm gonna assume that I can't deviate from the lit path. That way to the mine, and that way to the barn. We can actually go both ways. Perhaps I should be hoping that the path to the house turns on later. Maybe a ghostly repair crew can come and replace the bulb. Ah, the mist settling over the field. The dark trees silhouetted against the only slightly brighter sky, and the glint from lights off in the distance. It's details like these that really make maps like this so atmospheric. I mean, I feel like it's the subtle things that allow you to kind of immerse yourself more by connecting it to details you may have not even realized you were picking up on in similar situations in real life. Like how fog tends to hang low over fields like this. Can I get inside the barn? The doors seem to be locked. Maybe I can take a look inside? Or maybe I can grab this tractor and steal a tank. That'd be sick. No ghosts would mess with me then. It doesn't look like there's any other way in. I'll probably have to find something to get through there. Maybe a key? Could have just been the way it looped, but I could have sworn I heard a footstep that wasn't mine. And then again, I say that all the time, and it rarely does anything for me. Did I just see a light through the woods? Maybe it was that. I feel like... I'm pretty tense right now, but I feel like this would be even worse if I wasn't commentating. Sometimes I just ramble to keep myself sane when the atmospherics are so good, and this map is definitely doing a good job of the atmospherics. Don't think I don't notice that that door is slightly ajar. Ah, that must be the generator that's keeping all this going. So this lonesome island, is there just one person here that's kind of the keeper of all this? Do not let this generator run out of fuel. Keep the generator running at all times. We don't know what's inside that mine, and we don't want to find out either. I put an electrical lock on the door. Keep that generator running, unless you want to find out what's in that mine. Our only escape from the island was through that mine, but I guess we're stuck here for now. We have to find a different way off this island. If for some reason you must turn off the generator, the key that turns off the generator is hidden in the house. You know where to find it. P.S. There is no electricity at the house. The cable snapped off the electricity pole. Grab a lantern from the barn if you need to. John. And it looks like John ran into some opposition while writing this. Okay, so I need to go to the house to find the key to turn off the generator. But I don't want to turn off the generator because then I'm going to find out what's in the mine. A cliff overlooking the water below. Yeah, something tells me that even if I do venture off the path, there's not very far to go. They made it very clear. The only way out is through the mine, and I don't want to find out what's in the mine. But clearly what's in the mine isn't the only danger if something got John while he was writing that. I didn't actually think there would be anything new to do down this way. I thought I was going to have to go through the dark and get to the house. I was just checking. Hello? That mushroom is gone. You're not gonna let me out, are you? No. It's almost like I entered like a hypnotic state. I wonder if that mushroom might have had some kind of like passive hallucinogenic capability. Because it's almost like I was hypnotized for a second, and then as soon as that door slammed shut, I was able to control myself again and the mushroom was gone. Definitely willing to throw more eggs into the hallucinogen basket. Maybe that's what's going on in the mine. Maybe it's hallucinogenic mushrooms like that one cave in Far Cry 3. Doesn't look like going back the way I came is even an option anymore. Don't be messing with me like that, game. It is very deliberately creating a whole lot of blind corners, causing my anticipation to rise each time I go around one. But there's the lantern. Left click to use the lantern. And I can extinguish it and put it away by pressing left click again. You know, I feel like this barn is just bullying me at this point. Oh, I didn't mean it! That was not just a hallucinogenic extension. That was malicious architecture. I don't think that's the actual use of that term, but I'm co-opting it for this purpose. Let me guess, you're not going to let me in now. Which begs the question, was I ever really in there at all? I just realized the fence is down here. I can have a wander in this field. Is there any reason why I can do that? Oh, people in the 1800s had it the worst. You want to investigate a creepy noise outside the house at night? You can't just turn on the porch light and watch the raccoons scatter. You gotta grab a lantern that only illuminates the area around you and go investigate for yourself. I don't think there's anything over here, but thank you for this very spooky history lesson. I forgot for a second that I can jump. I'm gonna keep to the ambient lights as much as I can. Only because for as creeped out as I get, I always do appreciate seeing the natural lighting. Or not natural, but you know what I mean, like the baked-in lighting of the map. Because then you're seeing it the way the creator saw it when they were putting it all together. Here's that crossroads. Wee woo. Wee woo. See, that's the downside of having a light source nearby to you. Your eyes are just to that, and you can't see anything beyond it. It feels like I've lost the path to Granny's house. I hope this lantern doesn't attract any wolves. Just the one face of the house, illuminated in the moonlight. Oh, and you've got a creepy old well to complete the look. Any reason to investigate around the side? No, it looks like just the edges of rocks and some more cliffs around the back. And this door is also ajar. Alright, let's investigate, I guess. What a classic horror movie role this has put me in. Here I am, approaching the darkened old house, on the lonely old island, on a dark and foggy night, finding the door ajar and having to take a look with my one lantern. Do I close the door so nothing comes from behind me, or do I leave it open so I can run out in a hurry? The generator key should be hidden in the house somewhere. Well, it looks like somebody left in a hurry at least. When I approach the window with this lantern, it actually casts a glare on the window so I can't see outside, but make no mistake, anyone on the outside would certainly be able to see in. Alright, let's find ourselves a key. Did I make that noise, or did I just hear the scrape of a chair or something upstairs? Come on, let me up. Gotta crouch a little more, I guess. I can't really make out what those things are. Oh, it's a loft. With a chair. Somebody could have been sitting in this chair just watching me mill about down there, and I would never have known it because I didn't think to look up. Okay, where do I look for a key? If I were a key, where would I be? Did you hear that? I definitely heard that. Hang on. I don't see anything, but it almost sounded like a human gasp or something from behind the house. I imagine if I had lit that and there was someone standing right behind me. My heart would have actually imploded. Okay, where do I look for this key? I feel like it would have to be upstairs or something, right? But I don't like this, but maybe I have to take a look behind the house? Oh, I really do not like this. Oh, why do I feel so much more watched out here in particular? Those woods actually extend a fair bit back. I'm gonna exhaust all my other options before I entertain the idea of doing that. Also, using this woodpile, I could probably climb up on the roof. I don't know what that would do for me, but it's something to keep in mind. I wonder if maybe I have to pull up a bucket from this well. Maybe that's where I can find the key. Oh. Wait. I just pressed E and I guess it moved the carpet to reveal the secret door. Ah, I wish I could move that back to check and see how obvious that was in retrospect. Okay, let's get down there and check it out. Oh, well played, game. It's been building that tension for so long that practically anything will send me flying out of my seat at this point. I hope you don't have any other cousins down here. Oh wow, that is a surprisingly detailed mannequin. Where does this asset come from? This map is definitely better for being such a slow burn. It really benefits from it. Leaving me with a whole lot of corners, though. Which I'm gonna have to come back through. Hello. As I recall, our last meeting was something of a trip. The door is locked with a padlock. Perhaps I can break it with some... Unfortunately, it didn't quite display that entire thing. Okay, what might we break it with? Perhaps we can find a tool of some sort? Now, I don't see anything resembling a tool here, so... I'm gonna go check out the mine, because that seems like a logical place to find a tool of some kind. I won't be able to go in anyway until I get the key to turn off the generator. But maybe there will be something out front that I can use to break that padlock. And also, I'm now realizing I don't think anything would have happened to me had I decided to make my way to the house. It's just that it would have been too dark for me to navigate inside it, and that's if I managed to find it. I think we're now starting to see the advantage of having a fair bit of open woods to explore. Because basically what it means is that I could go off the path, but I'll end up getting lost if I haven't done everything in the right order. And so in that way, I'm locked not by invisible walls and hard deaths, but by circumstance in my progression. Make it so that the way the objectives work kind of soft locks me in and guides me in a certain direction. This must be that mine that was spoken about. And that electronic locked door. But no tools in sight. Can we sneak a peek inside? And nothing all that useful. And nothing all that useful outside either. I can't find any tools. And maybe there'll be something back at the generator room. Went to every location, including the dock, and I still didn't find anything. Ah. I'm not looking for a tool at all. I'm looking for cinder blocks. Okay. Bang! Gotta hit the padlock one more time. Don't think I don't recognize the obvious triggers that I'm activating right now. Any one of which could cause you to get a little bit more mobile than I'd like. And bam. Now, if experience has taught us anything, getting near you isn't a good idea, but we may not have a choice right now. Thank you. No thanks to you. Those mushrooms definitely have something to do with it. Whatever it is. It's actually allowed me to do a fair amount of wandering before ever hitting me with an overt scare. Here we go. Here we... I told you not to invite friends. And you're gonna make me walk past all of them, aren't you? Also, really appreciate good anticipation of where the player's gonna be looking. Really appreciate the lack of scare chords. It's did not expect that. Did not expect that. See, that's the thing, is I haven't anticipated one thing that's happened so far. It's not just reusing a lot of Half-Life 2 assets. I mean, I'm sure these assets all come from somewhere, but there's so much work that's going into making this experience really be what the developer wants, and not just what they have. These pointless little sideways that do nothing but create dread as I... Oh, they do more than just create dread as I pass them. They actually give me something to look at as I'm moving through. So that comes as even more of a surprise. Oh, bravo! Oh! It just doesn't stop. It's like any one of these things would have been like the highlight of another map, and it just hits me with the next thing while I'm in the middle of explaining it. This is such... I love this so much. It's so good we've wandered into Silent Hill 4. Of course, the one door it leaves open makes me follow the thing that I really do not want to see again. Oh, that animation. You know what? I think it's the same animation that was used by that figure towards the end of, Forgotten Asylum. I don't have the clip to throw up on the screen, but... Oh, that one gave me an absolute heart attack at the time. I think that was the same animation. Okay. Which way am I going? The path just kind of ends. I could wander off into the woods, but that doesn't seem like a sound decision to be making right now. There's no building attached to this, it's just void. That looks like something goes there. The last place I want to go is back, so... I guess I just figure out what I'm meant to be doing here. I really am just little Goldilocks, lost in the woods. I've made a mistake. At this point, it would... What? 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 What's out here? What? I saw something! I saw something! Was it just that light? Maybe I didn't see what it wanted me to see, but... maybe I did. See, that's the thing is, knowing this map, I really have no idea whether it would have thrown something at me or not. Which just has me all the more tense. Did something really scary happen right next to me and I didn't even see it? Oh! No! No! Something scary happened right in front of me! Door sigil obtained. You don't choose your scream. You really don't. Okay. See, did I call it or what? Something goes here. And that opens that for some reason. Sure, why not? Yep. No, sorry, I was still too rattled from the last jump scare. What's this? Avoid? Avoid the Noid. Swear to God, if they make this into, like, the dream sequence from the beginning of Cry of Fear, are you another door sigil? I guess door sigils are a thing now. I wonder if this is just this way because it's creepy? Or if this is this way because there's some symbolism involved in this map, like there was with the accident. Now, don't think I don't notice that it had me walk all the way to the end of a hallway only to find a locked door. But it didn't hit me with anything when I turned around. Oh, but these are the ones that open. Are you gonna give me a Scooby-Doo chase? We can't walk beyond them. It's gonna make me open them all, isn't it? Okay. Ugh, you managed to turn opening doors into a jump scare without having anything come out of them. Oh, just alt-tabbed out. Alright, we still recording? Alright. Sorry, a bit of a hiccup to the pacing of my own design. You again. The slow open of dread. You can't make me? Only I can make me. But only I gotta get to the end of this thing. Another piece to the puzzle. What happens if I... Yeah. What happens if I try to walk back now? Same old, are you still there? Yeah, keep holding down the fort for me, buddy. Oh wait, I'm back where I came from. Also, sorry I keep opening the weapon wheel. I have a very sensitive scroll wheel on this mouse. And I'm gripping it pretty tightly. Ah, look who finally decided to show back up. Well, I guess after all that, we gotta walk back the darkened path. In the dark. Where it's dark. Wee woo. Wee woo. I don't know what to expect at this point. When you go into these source maps, there's a certain degree of familiarity because, for the most part, they all use the same assets and are constrained by the same limitations. While this is not exactly coming up with new assets, well, it's not exactly doing, like, original scripting, at least not that I'm aware of, it's certainly making a very good... It's certainly putting these things together in such unique and unexpected ways that it's still managing to get me and actually feel totally unfamiliar. I honestly could be judging this as a game all its own. And you know, come to think of it, I actually said the exact same thing about the accident. So it just is a true testament to the skill and creativity of this creator. I was heaping praise onto the accident, but so far, I think I'm much more consistently like this one. Why did I come here? I'm just walking on autopilot at this point. I gotta go turn off that generator first. Meaning that every light on the island is gonna go out. And, you know, now that I take a moment to think critically, just how does going through the mine act as the only way off this island? I mean, I just came from a boat launch. If I were in this situation and had just gone through what this character has been through so far, I would just be sitting on the dock and waiting until morning. Of course, my phone would have been damaged when I submerged myself. Probably can't even play Wordscapes anymore. Let's be real, it's me. I'd probably be going on a spooky adventure just to pass the time. Alright. Against the advice of John, the wise old sage, let's unleash horror. Although it seems to have been quite thoroughly unleashed already. Now here's the thing, here's my speculation. The game clearly wants me to notice those mushrooms. And John says, keep that generator running unless you want to find out what is in that mine. Could those mushrooms not be growing down there? Huh. Also, nice touch how that light was on a little bit of a delay after the generator went down. The whole island is in darkness now. And the wee-woo is wee-wooer than ever before. Wee-woo. And now the familiar path becomes that much more foreboding. I will be very happy if I can make it from here to the mine unmolested, but I have very little confidence in that being the case. When I step in the grass like that, it's a difference in the sound of the footstep that makes me think that it's a different source of that footstep. When you've been walking on your own in the dark for so long, the snap of a twig is ear-piercing. The same can be true for a change in the sound of your footsteps. Here we are. I guess it's time, against the advice of our good friend John, to find out what's in the mine. Is it safety? I hope it's safety. It kind of said that there's danger and safety, but I hope it leans more towards the safety than the danger. Like, if we were to plot it on a spectrum. Like, I did not expect to pick up that object. What happened? Oh, I thought it had faded into a new scene. Turns out I just put my lantern away when I picked up the object. I jump-scared myself. I didn't expect to actually pick that thing up when I pressed E. Maybe we can power up the generator this way? And the power's right back on. Although, will that power? No, that will not power the lights. Only the elevator. Now, I do that out of a sense of safety in an enclosed space, but with that door, it kind of feels more like I'm sealing a tomb. Ah, it's one of these elevators. The old, cramped death traps. No? Oh, I have to close the door first, I bet, right? No? What do I have to do? Maybe I have to do... Oh, I probably have to pick this up and place the gear wheel. Yes, there we go. That makes sense. No? Is there more? Oh, I probably have to power it up. Okay. Just a little bit of a puzzle detour. Down into the depths we go. There's something about being able to see the walls rise as we descend that makes this so much more real. Yep. Those appear to be bioluminescent mushroom spores that seem to have made me pass out. I think my theory was correct. Yeah, that elevator is smashed, but I didn't hear no crash. I don't think that's really what happened. How much can we see without the lantern? Oh, the bioluminescence is actually quite enough. Can we explore over this way? The tunnel is submerged in water. I shouldn't go in. Well, would, could, should. All different things. My needle tends to move more towards could. It looks like we're not going this way. How does this lead me to safety again? All I would be thinking about in this moment is about all these spores that I must be inhaling. Okay, you're clearly some kind of generator. Ah, lever. Always follow the wires when it comes to these kinds of puzzles. Oh, you're not a generator, you're a pump. I bet it's draining that area with the water. Alright, let's crawl our way back. Crawling segment's a very good way to have the player looking in a particular direction at a given moment. Like so. But you're still here. Well, kind of it to go before I entered the passageway then. Couldn't drain that last bit of water so as to prevent me getting my socks wet, could you? Another note. The lever to control the minecart is acting up again. I brought the lever to the workshop to fix it. If the lever's not back in its socket, check the workshop down in the mine. The tunnel to the workshop collapsed, so you have to go around? If I'm not here to place the lever back, it's really easy to do. Simply pop it back in place and it should connect. Okay, well that's really useful, but you guys seem to be willing to let a lot of horrible maintenance just go. I don't want to stand right there. Okay, so let me get a feel for what's going on here. If we pull that lever, it'll drop down and land into here. So what good is that? But we can continue on foot this way. What's down here? I always hate trying to look through slats in games because As with anything, whenever you're forced to look through a narrow area with obscured space below you, you expect something to come popping up. I feel like that's almost like a human instinct. And we're running, and we're running, and we're running, making our hard right. Running, running, running. Running, running, running. Oh no. I keep getting caught up on these sides. Oh! Really, you died? What do you mean, really, I died? I was running as fast as I could. Okay, we gotta go through that again? Alright, let's try to avoid the sides this time, because it seems like getting caught on anything will cause us to die. Running, and I guess I got away. That sucks to suck. Alright. Definitely a big improvement on the running section from, Definitely a big improvement on the running section from the accident. Still a little bit annoying, because I was getting caught up on all these little jutting parts, and that's what slowed me down. But definitely better executed, and made a lot more sense in context. There's the minecart lever. And this is the workshop, I presume. Now that part seemed maybe a little bit less subtle than what I had come to expect from this map. But, you know, like I said, my primary theory is still on the mushrooms, so if that's the case, like, if I am hallucinating, the player character was told to... was basically told to expect something down in the mines. And so far, everything that I've been seeing has been something that's been previously indicated. Like, the last section of the house was all about the mannequins, and it came right after I had seen a mannequin. And so if we are indeed hallucinating, that actually wouldn't be too out of place. Place you there, pull the lever, and we'll see what that gets us. Oh no. Oh, please tell me this is just a POV shot and I haven't actually got into here. Oh. How is that your plan? Ah, these mushrooms really must be doing something to my brain, because that is not something I would ever attempt. Ugh. On my monitor, which takes up my entire field of vision, that was kind of like being on a roller coaster. I actually felt my stomach drop a little bit. Those mushrooms are much bigger than the ones we previously encountered. But there's another boat. Painted white, just like the one I arrived in. And once more, even though I didn't have much luck with it before, we set sail. They say that whoever leaves the port at night while the fog is here never returns. They say that when they wake up, that their mind is already gone insane. They see things that were never there. We call them the Lost. So that leaves one question unanswered. Did you really escape? I love that. I love that ending so much. You know, I was about to criticize it for having what I thought was kind of a fairly cheap climax with that chase. But you know what? It brings it all back by calling into question, you haven't been able to trust anything that you've seen so far. Why would you trust that you really got away? Oh, well, I'm back home and still holding the lantern. Oh, I just tossed the lantern on the ground. Oh, but I can still... Okay. Is there anything else to see around port? In the time that I've been gone, you still can't get all that stuff together? Yeah, sorry, man. I know how hard it must be to find good help these days. So that was Horror Story The Lost, and it was absolutely fantastic. I mean, I knew it was going to be fantastic from the very moment I stepped out that door and took a look around this port town and saw just how much effort has gone into this. And what I liked about it was that sense of mystery and unease where it never broke its subtlety. It was very rare there was any kind of music or anything like that. 90% of the time, there was nothing but the sound of my own footsteps and the wind. For the length of time it takes to complete this, there's actually pretty few scares. And that ends up working in its favor. In this case, less is more, because you spend most of it in your own head, just wandering around in the dark woods by lantern light. But when those scares do come, each one is a heart attack. See, this map doesn't have a monster or a ghost. It just has those ever-present mushrooms. And observant players will probably figure out fairly quickly that they have something to do with it. But put yourself in the role of the player character, and when you think about it, they never see anything that they haven't already been primed to see. Now, that note in the generator room warns about something in the mine, which is the kind of thing that would lead you to anticipate, as a player of a Garry's Mod horror map, oh, there's some kind of monster living down in the mine and we're going to have to go down there and see it. And when it gives it to us, it's kind of cheap. Like, it feels less subtle than the rest of everything that came before it until you realize we're not seeing what the map has been leading us to. We're seeing what the player character's experience has primed them to see. It's the same thing with what was, in my opinion, the high point of this map by far, and that was the basement of the house. So the player goes down there and sees a mannequin in a basement with a whole lot of blind corners. So once we start hallucinating, what we get is a funhouse full of sentient mannequins. That closing narration is just the cherry on top for me. Because even if you already figured out the twist early on that it had something to do with these mushrooms causing hallucinations, it still caught me off guard, but nonetheless made sense that if I can't trust anything, of course I wouldn't be able to trust my perception that I escaped the mine. In reality, what happened was I crawled down into a dark hole with no exit to die. And that is such a chilling way to end this whole thing. Here, you seem to be having some trouble with that. I'll give you some light. If you like this video, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more creepy and comfy content. If you have any suggestions for other videos you think I should do, the best place to do that is at the Discord at the link in the description. If you want to try this map out for yourself, that'll also be down below in the description. And as always, I'll see you in the next one.